he saw demons, knocked heavyweights out. Ibeabuchi, he's undefeated puncher. Check this out.
Undefeated. The undefeated Nigerian heavyweight slugged it out old school style.
Ooh, he's rugged.
Hit like a freight train. And was going to become a superstar.
About the shades of Mike Tyson. How about that?
Scaring the living daylights out of victims inside the ring. It was outside of it where he was truly terrifying, guided by voices in his head. Today's story is about the God-given talent, fierce battles, and mental breakdown of Ike Ibeabuchi.
Oh boy, beat that guy to the ground.
Ibeabuchi was born in Nigeria in 1973. He took up boxing at the age of 17 after watching the fight between Iron Mike and Buster Douglas.
He got the same gear on his mic, almost.
Which unexpectedly turned into the greatest upset in history.
That was sickening. Let me get that back.
In history. Fight between Iron Mike and Buster Douglas.
Mike got robbed. He knocked that boy out. Look at that.
Unexpectedly turned into the greatest upset in history.
That was disgusting there.
Just 3 years later, Ike became
Then I heard he lost the belt right away.
in Africa and moved to the United States with his mother. The newcomer burst onto the professional scene under a pretentious nickname, the President. 6 foot 2 inches tall and 230 pounds strong. In 1995,
Guy
he
was
squared
built.
off against Greg Pickram.
Cat was built.
Ike was floating around like a middleweight.
And of course the same state.
Bombarding the torso.
And that obviously is
and landing good counters.
that's for heavyweights, or big heavyweights I should hear you.
I don't know, Mike might have his hands full with this
However,
guy.
he got clipped in one of the exchanges.
Right there. Down, little touchdown there by Ibeabuchi.
Oh, he's went to his knee. That was
Now
nothing.
the danger. Ibeabuchi no longer deviated from the measured approach.
Well, Ibeabuchi now getting much closer. Lovely uppercut on the inside there, catching Pickram, and a big right over the top too.
And when the opponent slowed down from body shots,
Thank goodness.
the President threw a winging right hand and switched to beast mode.
And Pickram in trouble now, needs to keep those hands up, get moving.
Ooh.
Lurching to the floor there,
Fell to
Pickram.
his knee. He's rough with it.
Pickram was on the referee.
Well, it's all over. That punch didn't even land. The referee should never have allowed it back into action.
In a span of just 3 rounds, Ike displayed high fight IQ, pristine technique,
A new feature I'm going to be introducing.
and an innate killer instinct.
I mentioned here, and that goes first time.
By that point in time, Ibeabuchi was already drawing comparisons to his idol, Tyson, and played along by walking out wearing all black.
That is rugged.
In 1996, the experience
Damn near
Mike
got his
athlete
gear
collapsed
on.
after a couple of hooks.
Look at the record here. Yeah, look at there. Look at there.
A picture-perfect uppercut going backwards closed the
This
show.
guy got the Apollo Creed trunks
Not
on.
one other than 2 rounds. There he goes down for the second time.
A bit later, the President put another victim through forced body shot treatment.
Working go down to the body. Got her with the purple. Got hit with that overhand right. Good body to the body.
The foe's liver failed at the 12-minute mark.
5 seconds to go on round number 4. Oh.
Ibeabuchi's breakthrough year was 1997. He was matched up with Concrete Calvin Jones, Tyson's sparring partner. Ike decided to get a taste of the 6'6" giant's full power at the outset.
Winning streak going. 2 fights in 96. How did that time stand clear?
He them gloves,
Then the
boy.
Nigerian located the target with a sniping jab
Hung in there for 4 rounds. Other than that, everybody's
and followed up with a flurry.
no before. Most he's ever been is 8 rounds, and that was this past November. Calvin Jones did the
Unafraid of incoming danger, Ibeabuchi fired on all cylinders. second round, he was in complete control.
Calvin Jones in the red jerseys. He shows a little bit of juicy snap.
Making the enemy worry about the head, Ike punished the core instead.
Step in and pace this stuff. Oh, he hurt Jones.
Woo! Woo! Stay down, dude.
Severely diminished, Calvin was out of his depth.
That's enough. He can't even defend himself. That's enough, man. Yeah, he had enough
The
for that.
miraculous get-up only prolonged the agony. A left hook at the 6-minute mark wrapped up the beatdown. Ibeabuchi was calm but vicious, chopping the opponent's liver to pieces. Fate is doom and evident when you're facing the president.
He's chopping his liver to pieces. Oh, come on now.
These 5 feminizing foods turn even the strongest men into shriveled old fruit. Take a look at
Know about that? That's right, shriveled old fruit. Oh, about these commercials, boy, I tell you. Shriveled old fruit. And get this off my
The
screen.
next test came in the face of Marion Mo Wilson, a boxer with an all-time great uncrackable chin. Mo tried to impeach the president right away.
How about that? Try to impeach the president.
I shook up.
Ibeabuchi wisely decided to go the full 10 rounds for the first time, dominating the action throughout.
Talking about yours truly on Tokyo. Nice body shot there by him.
Towards the end, he went all in, trying to seal the deal.
Undefeated 14-0.
Still, the virgin-jawed veteran finished the contest standing. The mandatory skill assessment program was completed.
Earned
The
his
president's
respect.
resume included 12 knockouts in 16 victories. Thus, only the biggest venues and challenges lied ahead.
The president.
In June of 1997, in the opposite corner stood the undefeated rising star, David Tua, ready to defend
I
the
heard about this.
WBC international belt. Looking like Mark Hunt's long-lost brother, he had
Mark Hunt's
23 of
brother.
27 rivals to intensive care.
Oh, he was knocking him on the floor.
The
Damn.
bull-necked Samoan's hit list included Hasim Rahman,
Who he was putting them down, boy.
Oleg Maskayev,
Ooh, that man's head was gone. That man's head was gone like this.
Nevertheless, Ike was not fazed by David's trunk movement
John Ruiz
and stopped his forward momentum with strikes to the midsection.
against Oleg Maskayev. That was a
Tua would explode with haymakers.
scorecard.
Ibeabuchi met him head on
And from David Tua, Ibeabuchi, though, look at this.
and had the upper hand at close range.
That he should use the jab right now, right in front of him. I don't think Tua's used to this, but he's high.
The Samoan kept throwing heat and aiming for Ike's chin.
The right hand right behind it. There's a right hand from
The Nigerian, on the other hand, maneuvered around with a jab
Brown.
and disrupted the rhythm with sudden power shots.
You want to keep motivation up. One thing I didn't like is that he asked him, how do you feel? I don't think you should ever ask.
David spent 5 rounds collecting abdominal damage and running into a brick wall.
T97.
Tear
It
up
was the
them
same
ribs.
short cycle over and over.
A guy can take bombs from a guy like Tua. It's not something you want to prove.
Until Ike started embracing more exchanges on clinch breaks.
Never forgot. He said, there's guys out there you've never heard of that can beauties of the game. You can uncover a gem like we're seeing tonight at Ibeabuchi.
Tua launched a branded missile,
Signature punch, and he catches him again.
and they both began smushing each other's gray matter.
Comes up with a left hook. Double left hook.
This commentator is something else.
He's giving Tua things to think about. Double left hook by Tua closes out the fifth.
Some say that this very left hook would destroy the Nigerian's future.
to it, lands a good left hook here, and
the present was hanging in the balance as well. In the 6th frame, Tua's second hemisphere took charge and caught on to the opponent's timing.
Left hook and the subsequent right hands and double left hook.
And it seems like he's getting into a little bit of a groove.
Ike was brought to his senses.
Don't quit.
But wouldn't regain the initiative for a bit.
So easy to make those comparisons to Tyson's short right hand.
Tyson had those fast hands, and on the inside, he had blistering combinations.
However, while the Samoan bet on quality,
there's that right hand. The punches of David Tua in that sequence. Right lead, left hook by Tua.
Ibeabuchi was slowly taking over on quantity.
Rounder telling
I back up. They'll just keep falling in.
Tua needs to take advantage. Oh, good short right hand by Ibeabuchi. With Ibeabuchi and his commitment to keep punching. Oh, very nice left hook.
In the 10th, he kept David at bay with straight punches.
Number 9.
The best opponent of his career, the toughest opponent of his career. He's
backed off to reset himself. Wow, look at that. Snapping back the head.
And if a heavy shelling did come,
Ibeabuchi back to it. Tua comes in with the left hook. Oh, good uppercut.
a punishing barrage was the inevitable answer.
Oh, here comes Tua. 4 or 5 punches. Ibeabuchi.
Combinations, boy.
The closing seconds of the 11th round would have been the highlight.
It says too little, too late.
Look at this exchange. Tua head-hunting.
He's not landing, though. Oh, good shot.
Ibeabuchi.
If it wasn't for the insane final lap that exceeded even the wildest expectations.
With his power punching. But at the end of the 11th round, it was the left hook. Tua lunging, looking for that left hook. Ibeabuchi still punching. Tua left hook. Ike left hook of his own.
He answers it back every time. He takes all the play away.
Now they go swinging in the middle of the ring.
That's what they needed.
Nice way to end it. Very, very active heavyweight fight.
In a span of 36 minutes, 1,730 punches were thrown combined. A divisional record that would stand for 22 years. The all-out war became an instant heavyweight classic and ended in a unanimous, albeit controversial, decision in favor of Ibeabuchi. Unfortunately, the price he paid was too high. Ike suffered excruciating headaches following that slugfest. At the same time, his bipolar disorder went unnoticed during a medical examination. Ibeabuchi was a nightmare for people around him throughout his career, but now voices and visions were getting louder and clearer. He demanded people call him the president, asked for million-dollar checks, and then refused to perform, assaulted team members and sex workers. Things got so bad he abducted his former girlfriend's son and drove into a concrete pillar. As a result, Ibeabuchi was sentenced to 4 months in jail. Beltless and practically bankrupt, he returned in 1998 after a year of absence.
Opponent Tim Ray.
The well-fed Tim Ray folded in half from a liver shot.
No offensive, Andrew.
Oh,
Body today.
And then had to withstand the onslaught while his cornermen argued whether to sacrifice their fighter to the Nigerian cannibal.
Big right hand. Right at the middle by. He goes after him in the corner. Ray trying to fight back. Ibeabuchi, boy, he's setting.
Humanitarian values ultimately prevailed.
Cena was stepping in and now the town comes in. So this one's over in the first round.
A more respectable rival, Everton Davis, tasted the canvas as well.
Like Ike, do you like Ike? Ike didn't like that.
But he managed to survive the carpet bombing.
the carpet bomb.
Everton Davis, of course, going down with that big
Man, it's rough, boy.
And held strong until the 9th round.
Oh, good uppercut by Ibeabuchi right above us. It started with body work.
The second knockdown didn't break him either.
Number 9 in progress between Ibeabuchi and Everton Davis. And hey, you all right, brother? Oh, yeah. Let's go.
Still, $1 Million mood was eaten up by inflation.
Body combination.
Back
him
to
down,
the big
boy.
leagues with 2 subsequent finishes. In March 1999, Ibeabuchi locked horns with an elite heavyweight, Chris Rapid Fire Bird, holding a clean record of 26 triumphs and 14 knockouts.
And Bird senses the opportunity and steps in and fires away. How long will Steve Smoker allow Thunder to take this kind of punishment? No longer.
The American would become a 2-time world champion in the future and outbox massive punchers like Tua and the great Evander Holyfield.
Vladimir Klitschko and Jamil Lippi the first. Hard left hand. No longer trying to win. They become a heavyweight.
Initially, the fast and awkward southpaw avoided incoming damage with ease.
Good punches to me. Swinging and missing. Pounds Bird back with a right to the chest.
This guy ain't going for it.
And retaliated with lightning fast combinations.
This guy's a little bit faster than Bucci.
At first, Ibeabuchi just laughed in response.
And punctuates round 2.
But
Okay,
when
he
he
ain't
took Bird
sweating it.
hostage on the ropes, Ike went off the rails.
Good left hook, Ibeabuchi.
Now you got him.
The ring was getting too small for 2.
Oh, a hard right hand. Lands upstairs for Ibeabuchi. And that first right hand may be one of the hardest shots that Chris Bird's ever taken.
Twice, Chris escaped by the skin of his teeth.
He has ability. Right hand shot by Ibeabuchi in retaliation in the middle of the ring.
Yet the hands of justice got to him eventually.
Ooh.
Ibeabuchi with a monster left hook. Followed it up with a right.
Bird fell down one more time.
He doesn't even know what it is right now. He's ready to keep it going.
And the president's campaign saw its dramatic conclusion.
The president's campaign.
Causing an earthquake with an uppercut.
That uppercut,
Ibeabuchi got the job done on the 3rd attempt again. It was Ike's second victory against a top-caliber opponent, and big names were now looming on the horizon. Finally, the 26-year-old Nigerian could afford to live separately from his mother. Ibeabuchi flew to Las Vegas to strike a new deal for $1.2 million. And shortly after signing, another mental implosion happened. Mistaking an escort girl for a witch, Ike beat her up and sexually assaulted her. The court found him guilty on 2 charges. The sentence, up to 30 years of prison. Following
that's it.
treatment
That
and
did it,
another
man.
arrest for
That's what
violating
did it.
probation conditions, he was ultimately released only in 2020. Now, at 52, the president has nothing but phenomenal genetics, troubles with migration services, and
Guy's
dreams
still built,
of
still in
comeback.
shape.
Ike Ibeabuchi was an outstanding boxer, even by the high standards of the glorious 90s, and had all it takes to become an outstanding
Ooh, he looked mean as hell, too. Ooh.
The undefeated president smoked adversaries like barbecue and scored 15 merciless knockouts in 20 triumphs.
20-0.
Sadly, conquered by inner demons, he spent the prime of his promising career in prison, a place where heroes and legends fade into oblivion.
Goodness, big shot there by Ibeabuchi. Big Rom in trouble now. Needs to keep those hands up. Get moving. Goes down.
You know, he's got that 7-8 Nice right hand lead. Jones coming up next.
There's that big sweeping right hand from David Tua. Ibeabuchi, though, look at it. It's on the fairway. Now they go swinging down the ring. That's what they needed.
If you enjoyed this video and want to see more boxing-related content, punch the like button, subscribe to the channel, and vote for sport.
That was rough, boy. This guy,
Protecting.
like the shades of Tyson, if because he had like the same trunks and everything. If you didn't look directly at him, you think that was Tyson in there beating somebody's head in. So his punches just beating the guy into the corner, boy. Whew, boy. And the other guy said he was no joke either. Tua, hitting folks across their head, laying them out. But the guy that was not the comment, I said the commentator, like the narrator, whatever you call it. He was something else. Said the guy, he said something like the guy couldn't survive the carpet bombing. He was putting them on the floor. That's what he was doing. Getting their head beaten across the rope and knocked across the floor, one or the other. And then those liver punches, he said they couldn't handle it no more. Makes your liver quiver. That liver and those ribs, boy. Whew, boy. Yeah, that man there, something serious. Because if him and Tyson got into it, that would have been something, boy. See, he would have had hell on his hands. This guy's something serious.